Hey there, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I have one more topic to add to our February roundup. So this month we talk about hearing your inner voice. This is a big part. We talked about outsourcing our worth and staying connected to ourselves. And I want to go deeper a little bit on this idea of you can't build self-trust when we lean into and allow our self-criticism to drive that. So everyone has their inner voice. We've talked about that this month. For many of us, it's something that we're hard on ourselves. It's, why did I say that? I'm not good enough. That was my fault. I should be doing more. Don't mess this up. We're putting pressure on ourselves. I have a friend who calls herself her inner voice the bitch. And she's just really hard on herself. And I don't know why we developed this inner voice at such a young age to be so hard on ourselves. Maybe it was this idea of if I push harder, if I don't let her mess up, if I tell her to push for perfection, she'll do more, she'll do better. But I have learned that if I allow myself the space and the grace to grow, if I reflect in a gentle way, like looking back with love instead of criticism or shaming or blaming, I grow a lot quicker. I also recognize I can't change from the past. I can only learn from it. And that if I worry about the future or stress about it, then I'm not being present. So those are some of the concepts that I want to make sure that we're thinking about. Um, and so when we kind of think about your inner voice, I want you to think about where did it come from? So maybe you were someone who was praised for every achievement and that felt like that was the only way that you were valued. Maybe you were always the responsible one or always the one on top of things. Maybe you learned that kind of being good, have quieting your voice, was, where people valued or, it kept things calm or kept people safe. But that was protection, and that protection wasn't leading you in the direction that you wanted to head. So I want to take that inner critic, that inner voice that's critical of you, the bitch, and I want you to think about how do you change her into a leadership voice, a voice that's going to lead you forward, a voice that's going to help you learn, but stops always being critical and putting you down. So really the goal, if you've picked up for this month, is not to quiet that inner voice. The goal is to mature it. How do you lean into her more and not outsource everything? But we want that self-talk to be something that acknowledges when things are hard. It acknowledges that we're learning. It tells us we can handle it. It gives us credit. It doesn't push us down. It tells us it's okay to rest. It doesn't always make us push forward or exhaust ourselves or people please. And it tells us that we made the best decision with everything that we knew. And so it's like talking to ourselves with compassion. And it's really allowing ourselves an emotional steadiness so we're not doing the ups and downs. So here is an exercise that I want you to consider implementing for yourself. So the first is to catch the critic. So if you are in the middle of a moment, your brain, I call it my brain braining. I want you to notice the tone, and then I want you to ask yourself, if someone I love said this about themselves, what would I say to them? Right? What would I say to that person? And I want you to replace it with, I'm always, instead of saying I always mess things up, I want you to try saying, I didn't love how that went. What can I learn? And that's that look back with love, where we're looking back on what did it happen? Why did that happen? And what can I learn from it? And then we put it away, but we're doing it gently. We're giving ourselves a hug. Instead of, I should try harder, I want you to say, this is a lot. It makes sense that I feel stretched. How can I offload? How can I reprioritize? How can I do things? But recognizing that this is a lot and I don't need to just push through. So, lastly, I want to just consider why this matters. So, when your inner voice is steady and even keel, it helps you look at changes in your life and have a balanced head to look through them. You make decisions faster, you recover quickly when mistakes happen or things don't go well. You stop that spiraling, that spinning that happens when you're overthinking your decisions. You stop outsourcing or questioning your own decisions because you know that you're safe within yourself and that you have your own back. So this month wasn't about being louder, it was about being steadier. It was about learning to hear your inner voice, taking back your energy, choosing self-trust over other things. And now you're leading yourself with compassion. You're not becoming someone new. You're just becoming the voice that you needed and listening to your own voice. So I hope that you've leaned into your inner voice and are starting to apply these things. And I would love to hear what you've learned this month and how you're applying it. Can't wait for next month.